little cash cow. Are you working hard?
Of course I am. You already heard about my recent promotion, right? Is that not enough evidence that I'm working hard?
Yeah. You and I both know that you can get a promotion faster than that. I expect you to have another one by the end of the month.
I'm sorry, what now?
Anyway, listen, enough with the chit-chat. We can't sit here having a pleasant conversation all day. We gotta get down to business.
I don't know what part of that conversation just now was pleasant.
Just shut up already and listen to me. That's your problem, you know. If you just listen to the ones who hold the power, then maybe you'd get further. You would get that promotion. Putting your shortcomings aside, I have a proposition.
A proposition?
Yep. You remember my parents, right? You remember how old they're getting?
Yeah, sure. We meet them all the time. It'd be pretty hard to forget them. Speaking of which, you'd think that you would actually go out of your way to see my parents.
I'm a very busy girl, Nick, and I don't have time to waste with every single person that exists on this planet.
Even the parents of your own husband? Just how busy are you anyway? Are you running a country or something?
You really love having that snarky little attitude, don't you? It's not gonna end up well for you one day. Well, anyway, about my parents. They're getting up there in years. They've had a little bit of financial issues regarding their home.
Financial issues?
Yeah. You see, the place is getting really old. It's almost unlivable. My parents don't have the money to renovate it or anything, and so they're thinking about selling it off for whatever money they can get. When that happens, they won't have a place to live. I'm thinking we should let them stay here.
Hang on a minute. Did you ever think to ask me about that first? When did we decide this?
Wait, are you kidding me right now? You actually expect me to ask you? You don't come into the equation. I'll tell you what will happen, and you find a way to make it happen.
Okay, but this is a really big decision, Zoe. Did you ever think about the consequences of having your parents move in here?
Why are you treating it like it's such a big issue? It's not like we don't have the space for them. We have that spare room that's not being used for anything, right?
Okay, but that place was meant to be for children someday.
What children? Do you see any children running around our house? There's none here.
That's only because you keep telling me that you don't want kids. What happens if we actually do have kids someday?
Trust me, you gotta put in a lot more work before I decide that I want children. We haven't even covered the basics yet.
Here we go again.
Anyway, look, my word is final. You got that? If I say I want my parents here, that's that. You don't get a say in it. Now, when they come here, I want you to welcome them with open arms. Apart from myself, they're the most important people in this world. You treat them like royalty. You hear me?
Hey, buddy, how are things going with Zoe? The other day you were complaining about her, so I thought I'd check up on you to see if things have improved. Have you finally started appreciating your wife for a change? No, come on, Aaron. Please don't give me that. I'm really not in the mood for it. Well, it looks like you still haven't made an effort to get along, huh? When are you gonna learn, man? You gotta be grateful for something like that. Do you know how jealous all the other guys were when you started dating her? I am telling you, every single one of us was fantasizing about her every night when we were in university. She was the hottest girl in school. Any guy that got to be with her would have been a happy man, except here you are grumbling about it all the time. Look, Aaron, I hear what you're saying right now. I get it. Back then it seemed like she was a really good person, right? Even now, she's really good at putting on a fake image for everyone to become obsessed with her. The truth of the matter is that she's horrible. She's a complete demon on the inside. Yeah, you know what? You like to say that a lot, don't you? The Zoe I know is completely different from the one you always describe to me. And it's not the first time that someone has told me that. I really don't know what to do with her. I don't even know if it was worth it. If you hate it this much, man, how come you decided to marry her? Well, I didn't think it would be like this, did I? Zoe and I were dating for a long time. It was all going so perfectly. Everyone likes to obsess over her looks and everything, but that wasn't the best thing about Zoe. The best thing about her was just how good a girlfriend she was. She treated us like we were a team. We were both working towards getting a house. We both tried our hardest at work. It couldn't have gotten any better. You'd have to be an idiot not to marry someone like that. I wanted to get serious with her. Now I feel like this is where everything goes to crap, doesn't it? This is where everything changes, right? It sure does. Think about it. Everyone likes to say that marriage is the graveyard of happiness. It honestly is. I'm telling you right now, it was almost as if the moment she married me, she completely switched up her attitude. It wasn't a slow transition at all. Every day I would come home to meet someone that I didn't know anymore, someone who was incredibly demanding, someone who was incredibly superficial, someone who had no respect for her husband. I guess people really do change when marriage happens, huh? I mean, this doesn't sound like Zoe at all. I can't imagine that she would change this quickly. Trust me, I've been living with her and I've been doubting it myself. Is there any good side to this relationship with her? She's pretty hot, man. You guys must have some crazy sex together. Oh, come on, you think something like that is happening? Get out of here. After everything I've told you, there's no way that she would be intimate. Well, how long has it been? I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's been a couple of years now. A couple of years? I know you guys are reaching your 30s, but you should still have some sort of sex drive. If you have each other, why aren't you satisfying it? I'm not sure. I've had to do it in my own way, and I don't know what she's doing about it. I guess she's got her toys or fantasies that she loves to indulge in. Anytime I've tried to make moves on her, I've been met with flat rejections. It sucks. I gotta say, you really do sound miserable about this, man. Well, it's pretty hard not to be. To make matters worse, she's given me the worst possible news that could exist. What would that be? She actually wants her parents to move in. Her parents? Yeah, I wasn't even consulted about it. There was no discussion, it was just a demand. She demands I let them stay here. What are her parents like anyway? Maybe you guys can get along. Trust me, her parents and I don't get along. Those guys hate me. They hate me for taking away their precious little girl. They think I'm a horrible guy. Do they actually? I don't think you're that much of a bad guy, to be honest, Nick. Out of everyone, you're the most successful. You managed to get yourself into a very high-paying position in your company, an all-round decent guy. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't understand these people at all. I provide for their daughter, right? It's not like I'm doing horribly for myself. I'm actually better off than the average guy out there. Who did they expect their daughter to marry? Did they want me to be Tom Cruise or something? I guess wanting the best thing for your daughter is a sign of really good parents, but when it comes down to it, it can be really toxic. So if they're moving in, how's the finance going to be played out? Are they going to be paying for half of the rent or something? It could work in your favor. No, it won't. Actually, those guys aren't paying a thing. It's all left to me. You're the man of the household, huh? Well, I hope things go well for you. I've always got your back, man. Yeah, I don't know if hoping is gonna fix this situation, but thanks.
I've got to tell you, Nick, I am absolutely sick of living in this place. I mean, could it get any worse than this? I feel like everything is just so cluttered. We really need to upgrade, and we need to upgrade fast.
Are you serious right now, Zoe? You're telling me that the place is too cramped? You're the one that wanted your parents to move in. Did you think there was going to be more space if they came here? Of course it's going to be like this. Don't blame me for this happening.
Don't sit there and give me excuses, Nick. I'm not asking for your opinion on our situation. I'm asking you to come up with a solution. You need to fix the fact that we're living in a house that's impossible to move around in.
What do you want me to do about it, Zoe? If you keep putting stipulations on top of stipulations, it only gets harder.
Why don't you think a bit more flexibly? Why don't you think about moving out?
Moving out?
Yeah, it's about time we upgraded to a new place.
We can't do that.
Well, if you want any hope of having children with me one day, you're gonna listen to my demands.
Honestly, I don't know how much more of this I can take. It just continues to get worse and worse. What's going on now, man? It's only been a couple of weeks. How much worse could it have gotten? Well, after experimenting with having Zoe's parents live with us for a little bit, she's finally decided that it isn't viable. She's got a point too. It's extremely hard to move around the house. We've got her parents' junk lying all over the place. She wanted me to do something about it, and she finally mentioned that we need to move out. Move out? Into what? A place that's bigger and better than the one you already have? That's right, man. That's exactly what she wants to do. You see, this place isn't up to her standards. She just wants more and more. The place she's looking at is ridiculously expensive. I don't know if I'm gonna have the money for it. Looks like I'm gonna be working until I die to try to please this woman. Oh, that's grim. Before that happens, let your best buddy know. I don't want to wake up to a phone call of you causing issues in the metro or something.
Nick? Nick? Nick! Are you seriously ignoring me right now? You and I have something very important on the horizon, and we have to talk about it. I need to make sure you're ready to move into the place that I've arranged for us.
Sorry, I know I haven't been replying to your messages. I've only been working overtime so that we can pay for these ludicrous things that you want all the time. So, you want to move into this place, huh? The place that costs over $4,000 a month? Yeah, sure. No, definitely, we can do that. Not an issue at all.
Is that sarcasm I detect? You know, if you were a real man, Nick, you would look at the price of that place and consider it a challenge, a way to test yourself. Maybe you can earn that much money a month. Maybe you can push yourself a little bit further. Just be grateful that I'm giving you a gift right now. A gift to test your mettle.
Yeah, right, that's one way to look at it. So you actually want this place, huh?
Of course I do. Take a look at it. It's got everything that we need. A huge kitchen for me to do all my cooking, a place for my parents to stay, and it's got plenty of luxuries. A fireplace, a fantastic view of the beach. What more could you ask for?
I could ask for cheaper rent, to be honest.
Well, there you go again, making excuses. Just work harder, and this shouldn't be a problem for us, Nick.
Well, you know, considering I'm carrying the whole burden here, trying to look after you and both your parents, how about you get back to work?
You seriously did not just say that. I cannot believe you have the nerve!
Well, I'm just saying. The help would go a long way, you know?
I'm already fulfilling my part of the bargain, Nick. I don't need you to add more stress on top of what I have already.
What stress do you have? You go around with my credit card buying whatever the hell you want, and then whenever you're not outside, you're just lounging about watching Netflix all day. What part of your life exactly is stressful?
Just shut up! I don't need to explain that to you. Besides, I'm not just lounging about and enjoying myself. Think about what I'm gonna be doing when I get into that new house of ours. I'm gonna be cooking and cleaning for you. I'm maintaining your mental state. Do you really expect me to go to work on top of that? You really are selfish, you know.
Yeah, right. You're maintaining my mental state, are you? This is coming from the person that won't even sleep in the same bed as me?
Yeah, well, until you stop being a pathetic excuse of a man, that's the way it's gonna be. Now, if you excuse me, I have some things to do. I'm glad you finally accepted the fact that we're gonna be moving into this place.
And there it is, the nail in the coffin. Seems we're on the fast track to getting this expensive apartment that Zoe wants. Are you serious, man? This is insane. Why don't you just get rid of her already? You don't think that thought has crossed my mind in the past? I've definitely thought about it. The fact of the matter is that her and I have been together for a long time. Our marriage has been pretty long too. I feel bad about just ending it like that. I wish something big would happen, like a huge fight or something. Something that would force us to break up. You mean like an affair or something? You know what? That is a great idea, Aaron. An affair. I can't believe I haven't thought about that before. That would be the perfect reason to get a divorce from her. Not only that, but I could also use it to damage her socially. You really want to get back at her, don't you? Of course I do. Think about the pain I've had to endure being married to this woman. Watching her be a sycophant to others, being so nice to them while being cruel to me. It's absolutely disgusting, you know? I'm married to a hypocrite. Okay, well, that's all well and good, but do you think you'll find the evidence of her cheating in the first place? If I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it was happening. Think about it. She's always buying new clothes with my money, right? I never see her wear them when we're out together. She must be wearing them with someone else, right? I'm gonna do a little snooping around. Maybe check her phone and see what I can find. Knowing her, it's probably out there in the open for me. And what do you know? After only a little bit of searching, I finally found some evidence. It appears my wife has been talking to some young man who's still in university. A handsome person, too. This is exactly what I was looking for. No way, man, you've actually found some evidence? Good on you. So now you're gonna release it to the public, right? You're gonna tell everyone about it, and then you're gonna get that divorce. No. I want to squeeze as much juice as I can out of this lemon. I'm going to lead her on a little bit, let her think that we're actually going to move into that house together. Just when she thinks everything is going according to her plan, I'm going to drop the hammer on her. Make her realize that her and her parents will be out on the street while I'll be living in the house that I've already pre-selected for myself. Whoa, man, that is diabolical. Do you really have it in you to do that? Sure I do. This is the woman who's been abusing me for years on end, not even granting me the simple pleasure of having my own child. Whatever's coming to her, she deserves it.
Hey, Nick, I need to talk to you. Lately, you haven't been very enthusiastic about us moving into this new complex that I've been looking at. You've always been stubborn when it comes to this type of thing. You've always wanted to go against whatever I say. But when I came home today, I saw that you've almost packed everything that you own. What's with the sudden change of attitude?
Well, I guess it's just one of those things, Zoe. Someday you just wake up and realize that the wife is right. She's never wrong, really. Moving into this new place is the perfect thing to do for our family. I'm very excited to finally get out of here with you.
Are you really? I get the feeling that something's very off here.
Why? There's no reason to be thinking that way at all. I'm finally on board with your idea. Shouldn't you be happy about this?
Yes, you have a point about that. It's taken you a long time, though. If you keep up that attitude, our marriage is gonna go very smoothly from this point on.
Well, would you look at that, the big day is just around the corner. How's everything at home? Have you and your parents packed up everything?
We sure have. Everyone is just giddy with excitement. I don't think we're gonna be able to sleep tonight. This is a new life for my parents and I. A new life that we deserve.
That's great to hear, Zoe. I'm very happy to see how excited you are for this.
So you should be.
Which is why it brings me great pleasure to tell you that you won't be moving into that complex tomorrow.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
You heard me. You see, the thing is, I've played you, Zoe. Didn't you notice the divorce papers in the drawers?
Divorce papers?
Alright, so you haven't noticed them yet. Well, I suggest you open up the drawers now.
What the hell? What is this? Why is your signature signed on this and everything?
Because you and I are finished now, Zoe.
What do you mean, finished?
Come on, Zoe, did you really think I would just let you off this easily? The fact that you've been seeing a young man behind my back, all the while you've been criticizing me for not earning enough money for you, all those nice clothes you bought so you could impress him, all those fancy dinners you had were so you could enjoy his company. You have been using me this whole time. Do you really think I'm just gonna let you have that complex after all of that?
You weak little man! How dare you? How dare you accuse me of something like this?
I have the videos, Zoe. You two like to get up to some freaky things, huh? It's all recorded on your phone.
Wait, what? You actually have the video? You delete that right now! That's not for you to look at!
Are you upset that I'm looking at this video, Zoe? Well, you're gonna be very upset when you find out that everyone else has been looking at it too.
Hold on a second. What did you just say? What do you mean, everyone else? Are you really trying to insinuate that you sent this video out to other people? What do you think that's gonna do to my image? You better be lying. I swear to God, if you're not lying, I'll do something!
And with that, I completely destroyed Zoe's social reputation. Everyone knew her as the cougar who slept with the younger man. She was socially disgraced by it and had no choice but to beg for my forgiveness. She wanted to get on my good side no matter what. She even promised me that she would have children with me if we got back together. I scoffed in her face. The moment she came to my new complex, I opened the door a little wider to reveal that I already had a partner. I didn't need her anymore after that. I blocked her and I've never heard from her again. From what I hear, her and her family have nowhere to go. They ended up getting into a smaller apartment than the one that we originally lived in. Every day she complains about how cramped her living conditions are. If she had just been a bit more appreciative of me, things wouldn't have turned out this way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future.